Let's take a trip down memory lane and spill all of the small town tea. I'm your host, KP Parker, and this is Town Gossip. Hello, lovers. Today, Town Gossip is traveling to the great state of Virginia. Virginia is for lovers. I don't know if you heard. And we have an amazing episode with our guest, Isa Medina. But first, Virginia. What do I know about Virginia? Now, usually, I gotta be honest, I start this episode with a gripe. I don't have a gripe today. I only have compliments. I have compliments for the great city of Colonial Williamsburg. Oh, a colonial town hates to see me coming. God, I love it. You have theatrics, which, if you're new here, God, I love theatrics. You have costumes. You have butter churns. You have pewter. We're not, as a society, talking about pewter enough. Why did that fall off? We got silver. I want pewter. It is so much fun. I have gone there a few times, and there's just a vibe of employed, smart people with a penchant for storytelling. Get me in there. I've been to a few colonial towns. I'm from the East Coast, as you know, and we like to have a little of a colonial town here and there. There's Sturbridge Village in Massachusetts. There's Colonial Williamsburg. There's got to be more, I'm sure. But to me, it's kind of the best parts of what I love about bringing theatrics outside the stage. You get the same vibes when you go to the Renaissance Fair, for better or for worse. Say what you want. But what I love about things like the Renaissance Fair, escape rooms even, scare actors, yeah, we're talking not scary farms. We're talking haunted hayrides. Colonial towns, you're getting a show. You're getting a show. And especially when you got a boring thing like a colonial town, which is not my vibe. But the second you add a costume into it, and the second you add, and this is important, please mark my words on this, the second you add a hot blacksmith, I'm listening. You've changed the game with that. And the blacksmiths are always hot, aren't they? You go to any colonial town, you go to any Renaissance fair, you look into that blacksmithing booth, and you're going to want to pass it up because you're like, what? It's just smelting? It's just hammering and smelting? You idiot. Those are some of the hottest things you could possibly do, is smelt. It's incredible. You give me a guy with soot on his face and an apron on his waist, front row. I'm front row. I'll watch you make a sword. I'll watch you make a rebar. I assume we're blacksmithing those things. I love a colonial town. I love a churning butter woman. I love pioneer towns even. We don't talk enough about the value of a pioneer town. I do not go to an amusement park unless there is a pioneer town at this point. I love costumes and old vibes. Gimme. And here's my truth is I am a person that searches for meaning pretty hard, and that gets me into some interesting scenarios. In Connecticut, I was so bored one year that I did sign up to do a ghost tour, and I was a ghost. And I wore sort of the most unflattering outfit you could possibly think of. And I painted my face as a ghost. And I would do a lot of and it was in a cemetery, which disrespectful? Yeah, maybe. It was an old cemetery. It's 1800s, so they can't be around to really protest that much, I'm sure. But I was on people's graves doing and I was hit by a train and then I had cholera. I was doing that. I think it's fun. I think it is fun to be told a story with costumes in petticoats. Give me some petticoats. I love it. So Colonial Williamsburg, I have no gripe with you. I have only the utmost respect for those of you with BFAs and costume department. Never change. Virginia's is for lovers, and I'm a lover. Thank you, Colonial Williamsburg. We have more to Virginia than that, though, if you can believe it. And if that were the only thing, that would be enough. Just FYI. But there's so much more to Virginia than that. And here to tell us more, because she grew up there, is Isa Medina. Hi, Isa.
Hi. Thanks
Isa.
for having me.
Than's for being here.
I love that you chose Williamsburg, Virginia.
Yeah.
Because I always forget about it. And my sister went to college in Williamsburg.
William and Mary.
Yeah.
My sibling went there.
So you went a lot.
I went a lot. Yeah.
They have great food.
Oh.
Oh no,
that's not one of the things I remember.
But not really good food, but when when you go to the little strip, it's the peanuts and the ice cream and all that stuff.
Yeah,
but it is funny.
And then they have a whole pineapple thing.
Yeah,
which I guess is William of King
Wait,
King William.
About the pineapple thing.
I don't know. There's pineapples everywhere because I guess that was the king's. Was it King William? Hey.
Oh, probably. Well, I just like, I think
I don't know.
When my sister went to college, it was like the first, and then I went to visit her.
Yeah.
You know, like the first like hungover like meal you have as like an adult, like independent from like your parents. Like that was kind of like, and so I was like, oh my God, these sandwiches are so delicious. And it's like, it was probably just like a random sandwich.
But it's also such a college. Like you're like, there's a quad. Yeah. There's such a vibe of like, we're in college here. And maybe it's because I was the little sister visiting.
Totally.
But it was kind of just like, oh, I went to like a folk concert.
Yes, exactly. And by the end of the weekend, you're like, I don't think I could last more than a semester here.
No, oh God. No, I was like, deeply exciting for a visit. I'm going to go to the college in the city.
Yeah.
I can't.
Wait, where'd you go to school?
Emerson.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, in Boston.
City.
How about you?
UVA, Charlottesville, Virginia.
Sure.
We were big in-state tuition people.
Hey.
You know.
If they're giving out that money, sign me up. I'm here.
Yeah, my parents were like, if you go to the best 2 schools in the state, you're set.
Yeah.
And we said, yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
My parents were really hoping for a UConn from me, and I said, that's just not happening.
Sorry, buddy.
Hey, there's a lot of cows over there. I can't do that.
My parents literally, if we had we almost moved to Maryland.
Yeah.
Like when I was in high school.
Because it's right there.
Super
true?
close. Yeah, because
okay.
my hometown is Northern Virginia.
Yep.
So Centerville, Fairfax, Virginia.
Yep.
And we call it Nova, Northern Virginia.
Oh.
Yeah, in case you didn't know.
That's really nice.
Yeah, and Virginia is a funny place because like when I tell people I'm from Virginia, like you, for example, like you're like, we're going south.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'm from Northern Virginia.
It's different.
It's different. It's the North.
But also I do remember West Virginia, very different.
Yeah.
The vibe is very
so
different. I think we took a bit of a trip there and it was like, oh, you're hunting for food.
Yeah.
Like a lot of you are and not that you have to because they want to.
And also fracking at the same time in a weird way.
And I did some fracking while I was there.
Yeah.
I took a bit of a fracking tour.
Yeah. They're fracking, they're hunting.
I didn't.
Don't cancel her.
Stop. I don't even know what that is if I'm being honest. I couldn't have done it.
Oil.
No, there's a lot of guns, I noticed.
Yeah.
Lot of camo vibes and not in the ironic LA way.
No. My best friend in like elementary school, middle school, and also through high school, but like, you know, we like did our own thing. She had a cabin in West Virginia and we would go like in middle school and she had like a 4-wheeler and like we would like listen like to country music. And when I got to college, I was like, I hate country music. And everyone was like, why do you know every song? And I was like, okay, like, that's a great question.
Got me there. You did get me there.
It's kind of just a thing you do when you're in Virginia. And like when I'm in the car, it's like if it's WMZQ is playing, I listened along, but I don't.
That wasn't like what I sought
exactly.
out. Yeah.
Exactly. So Northern Virginia, very different than Southern Virginia.
And very different all than West Virginia.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah. But I went to college in the South. Charlottesville, Virginia, which is famously the South.
But you're from Northern Virginia. And what are the vibes there?
So Northern Virginia, if I had to describe it, I would say in one word, basic.
Yeah.
Like I would say like Uggs.
Yeah.
And yoga pants and girls who are just like on the trend of basic dumb.
Yeah.
And even so basic that like I never thought like girls I knew from high school would already be getting like married and having kids, but like they are.
Right.
And love that for them.
Mine was similar. The Uggs specifically brought up something that's maybe one of the most embarrassing things that I could have done.
Yeah.
There was a bullying prevention day, as all do have. And I was like I was emo adjacent and theater adjacent. Yeah. I was in the theater department and also emo a little bit. And it was bullying day and everyone was supposed to kind of come up and like kind of apologize for a time that you have bullied. You didn't have to go up. I can't emphasize this enough.
Oh my God.
You didn't have to. And so it's worse that I chose to. And I went up and I thought I was being like, I was like kind of moved from this is so embarrassing.
That's so funny. Wait, please.
I was kind of moved from the moment. I mean, it was a beautiful assembly. And I was like, I got up onto the mic and I was like, I want to apologize because I've bullied a lot of the Ugg-wearing girls in my head because I consider you guys rich and out of touch and vapid and pretty annoying. I said it, I'm sure, a little nicer.
So funny.
It's so embarrassing. And then I was like, I feel better. Phew, I feel that's off my chest. In my head, I'm like, yeah, I bully you popular idiots.
Oh, you were like,
and I said it out loud.
On stage in front of the whole school. I'm so sorry. I want to apologize to all of you guys. I've been thinking in my head that I fucking hate you.
I hate you rich bitches.
That's so funny.
And I think I was like, and I consider you all dumb.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, I'm like sliding with solid B's. I'm like, not that smart. I'm like, nah, you guys are stupid though. I'm different. Yeah. I'm choosing to have a B. Yeah. You're dumb.
Yeah. That's so funny.
Bad. But I was such the like hand up. I was so annoying about it.
Oh, yeah.
And it was like, if there's a chance to get on the mic, I'm sure I can come up with something to say.
That was your entry to stand up.
And I was like, and this is dead. This is my like, moth storytelling time. Let me grab this.
1, 2, 3.
Hey guys, you stupid fucking bitches. Line up. I got something to say.
Yeah.
I'm doing a roast.
The roast.
I'm Nikki Glazering that while I'm just like, yeah, I needed to get that off my chest.
That's so funny.
And meanwhile, the like girls that were actual bullies that I was thinking in my head, they did give some sorries and theirs were similar. To be honest, it's like so hard to make that not sound crazy, where it's like, hey, apologize for bullying, because there's roasting elements in there. I think the girls were like, yeah, a lot of times I just like don't talk to a lot of the like weird kids, and I guess I'm sorry for that, but you guys are weird. Yeah. Like, what are you supposed to say?
Wait, I can't believe your school did that. That is so funny.
It's pretty wild. It's like one of those, I truly only remember the embarrassing things from high school,
well,
obviously.
Yeah, because it's like also, it's kind of like the idea of, it's almost kind of like a reflection of like this podcast of like, it's like if you bring up the gossip, it's like you're perpetuating the gossip.
Definitely.
You know what I mean? It's
definitely.
Like, it's like gossip is only gossip because it's not confirmed.
Totally.
And bullying is only confirmed, unfortunately, when something like bad happens.
Definitely.
And if nothing literally physically bad had happened, then like people
but
were
in
just
my head didn't have to admit to that.
Yeah.
Certainly
people
didn't
were just
have to.
going up and apologizing for
their
like
thoughts.
for their thoughts. That's so funny.
And I definitely called out Uggs. I was like, the Ugg wearing girls, I want to apologize to you guys. But it was like, listen, I didn't have a ton of money and it did bug me.
Dude,
they're
that's
just walking
fair.
around with
my
100
first
and
pair of
somethings on
Uggs was like from Costco. Like it wasn't Uggs.
Oh yeah,
you know?
Kirkland brand.
Yeah.
You can't tell the difference. They
exactly.
could. But
they could. They would like, they would like slide sideways after wearing them for a month. Do you remember that?
Yeah. Yeah, you're like pronating. Yeah. Also the salt stains were huge for us because it snows and then you have salt everywhere. So you just have salt stains, little like teddy bears on your feet.
My only Uggs I ever got, like real Uggs, were like knitted. I don't know if you saw the knitted ones.
Those are big.
Because I was like, I'm different, and like I asked for them for Christmas, and like they were so cute. And then I was just like, yeah, this is it. Like I'm good.
It is.
I always fell for the everything. Like by the way, I just wanted to say I was basic and also not at the same time.
Yeah.
Like I act genuinely. No, really.
No, I believe you. No, I totally believe you.
I'm serious.
No, definitely.
I think middle school was when I was like really trying to be basic, and then high school was when I was like, I need to get my shit together.
I 100%. Yeah, in middle school, I was like, I do not want to stick out. Whatever anyone else is doing, please do not look at me. Do not look this way. Yeah. So I was just like, I think I like drew the line at some things that were like, it was more, I was pretty class conscious. I was a really class conscious 9-year-old, where it was like, I did get Juicy Couture for Christmas one year for my like rich cousin. And I was like, you're dead wrong for that. I'll never wear that. I won't put that on my body.
Really?
Juicy Couture? I'm not going to wear Juicy Couture.
I think I got like a sweat, like a zip up.
I mean, those were.
And I was like, I'm going to wear it.
Those were iconic.
Watch the freak out.
I just was like a little wannabe emo about it. So I was just like, I can't wear
like,
Juicy
Couture. You were like anti-establishment.
I was pretty anti-establishment. I was like just very depressed pretty early on. Yeah. I was like a bit of a like dark cloud. So I was kind of just like, I have to make a stand somewhere. Yeah. And you were that I'm sad. Was your high school like turn up-ish at all?
I learned to drink in Columbia because I would go to Columbia every summer.
Oh.
But I started drinking with like my friends when they started drinking.
Yes.
In like junior year of high school, kind of.
Yep.
And yeah, I had friends. My rule was always like I could drink, but no smoking weed. Like it was like if I smoked weed, like my parents were chill about drinking.
Sure.
But it's like if I ever smoked weed, like it's like you're done. You're grounded for the rest of your life. So all drugs for me in my head were like off.
Yeah.
But my friends who smoked weed in like freshman year of high school started doing like harder drugs.
Okay, yep.
You know, like junior and senior year of high school, like coke and, you know, like a lot of them like and did shrooms and like some did acid, and there was like a group of guys that did acid. The reason this ended up happening was because it wasn't acid, it was like the actual chemical that like acid is made with or something. So like
MDMA, like straight up MDMA?
Yeah.
Whoa.
So he got like fucked and like could not come down from the high for 3 days.
Ugh.
So he told his mom he was on acid because he literally couldn't come down from it. And then he didn't go back to school for like a week, and then he was fine. And then he just became really, 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 really shy after that.
Man.
And then he was fine. And then he smoked weed on like beach week or something and then got bad again. Well, this actually reminds me also of like this other girl who like she had some family members pass away in high school, and then also was like doing drugs with like these people. And I heard this rumor that like you're not supposed to look at yourself in the mirror when you do acid.
And shrooms too.
Yeah. And she did and had like a mental breakdown kind of thing.
I was close. I gotta say, I did shrooms. Mom, don't listen. I swear to God, Mom. I did shrooms in college, and they were like, yeah, like if you're gonna do it, make sure you like yourself and you're in a good state. And I was like, well, that's never gonna happen, so I might as well. I might as well do it. And I'm never gonna like myself. And there were mirrors, and it really led to a goofy time. I was not well.
Crazy.
I got out of it, thank God. But I was like super unwell.
Well, that's why I've never done shrooms, because every time that I was like about to be in a headspace where I was like, oh, I actually feel pretty good.
And
it's like
just as fleet.
Pandemic.
And now we're gone.
And I was like, never mind.
Got you there. My friends also, it's embarrassing at my big age to still have no idea what happened here. My friends, when I was not with them one night, they did a drug that they refer to as potpourri. I've never heard of this ever again.
I feel like I have heard potpourri before, but I don't know what it is.
K2?
Yes.
Really?
Yeah.
What is that?
I don't know.
Thanks.
But I have heard of
that. They
did
did it in high school, and I'm still like, what did these guys do?
Yeah.
They weren't cool.
No.
None of us were. So I was like, how'd you get a cool drug name?
Yeah.
You got something called potpourri.
Also, the point of drugs is to like have fun, and when you're a kid, you should have fun naturally.
You got a coping mechanism your way through.
Yeah.
You have to.
Yeah, like you need to low-key save drugs for later.
It's so boring.
Yeah.
Oh my God, it gets bad.
No, it's like once I actually like had hardship in my life, I was like, oh,
I'll do
drugs and alcohol kind of slap.
This rocks. Gatorade with tequila was what I was drinking. Awesome.
Yeah. I'm like, I didn't need that when I was 15.
No, you got to be watching. I was still watching SpongeBob, I think.
Yeah.
I was still goofing around on
Get out there. Run in circles.
Get some rollerblades.
Yeah. And
rub some dirt in
I
it.
have rollerblades. Yeah.
I mean, rollerblades were fun. Come on.
I mean, still.
I'm sure I'll eat shit too hard.
Really?
I am at an age where I really fear a debilitating injury.
Really?
I went to a Barry's boot camp and messed up my elbow, and I had to be in PT for 2 years.
Okay,
it was
boot camp is intense though.
Barry's boot camp.
I only went
illegal.
once.
Outlaw that.
Yeah.
You're kidding me with that.
And they should also have like a spiel at the top for people who are like competitive.
Thank you.
Yeah, because I can tell, you know, you were probably going like hardest
They're
level.
like 5 minutes on the highest level on a treadmill. I said, sounds good. And I'm back and forthing. And they were like, tricep dips, out. And I went, ouch. Well, got to finish up.
Yeah.
And then I finished it, broke my tricep. Didn't have health insurance. Didn't let it heal right. Then PT for 2 years.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I don't know if I can rollerblade. I don't know.
And if you don't, here's the thing: if you don't know how to rollerblade yet and now, and you don't do it, I say don't do it.
I'm not gonna do it.
It's kind of like when people want to bike in New York City, and they're like, I'm scared to bike, and I was like, if you're scared, then don't bike.
The cars can sense your fear.
Yeah.
They will hit you.
Yeah. You have to bike with precision and intention.
Yeah. I'm also aged out of water sports. I'm not getting up on a water ski if I haven't at this point.
Yeah.
No way.
Oh, I have.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
I mean, you got to start a little younger. My mom doesn't know how to swim. So we're not a swimming family.
Yeah.
I just learned to swim this
Well, the problem with water sports, which I'm glad you haven't experienced, is the first time you water ski, you could fall on your ass and water goes up your butt and then you get diarrhea.
There's so many things that make this seem like a right choice for me.
Yeah.
That I didn't even know.
Yeah.
I knew I was making the right choice, but I didn't know how right of a choice I was making. Yeah, I'm not going to get an enema. I'm not going to get a pond enema.
Yeah.
There are worms in there. I'm not going to get a worm up my ass because
and that
happened at 30 get up on skis. Nope.
Yeah.
I'm good.
Yeah.
I'm all set with that.
Yeah, junior year, got a stress fracture, really hit. Because I ran cross country.
Oh.
Which is very Northern Virginia of me, actually.
But very cool. Cross country people were like intense.
Yeah.
Like in a fun way. I was like, oh, you guys like this shit.
Yeah, no, I was captain.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Wow.
I did it at first just as an extracurricular, and then I like turned out to be really good at it my freshman year. And so I was like, YOLO, let's go.
That's wild.
Yeah. I did that, and I was like fell more into like the nerdy
Yeah.
like vibe, which is like ended up I've always ever since that I kind of split my time with all kinds of people.
Yeah. Did you do any drama comedy things?
Okay, so I auditioned for a play in middle school
Mm-hmm.
and I did Seussical the musical.
I've been there.
And I didn't get a role.
Okay.
So they made one for me and my best friend, and it was the clowns. And that is really foreshadowing.
They said, we got a spot for you.
Yeah.
Get on in here.
Yeah. And they kind of just put noses on us, and we would go into the audience and make people laugh between scenes.
That's
and-
fun. Oh, you had some audience work.
Yeah.
Crowd work is fun.
Yeah. And then after that experience, after not getting the lead role in middle school and
Yeah.
ultimately not getting a role at all, I was like, fuck theater.
It's tough.
Fuck these kids. I'm done.
It is tough to not get the lead
I know.
and to still be doing it now. I like that for me. I used to
Yeah.
get pretty ensemble parts, and then I was like, well, I'll go to college for it.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm not the best in my high school. I know what'll fix this. Going to college.
That's
for
so
it.
funny.
I'll go to college for it, and then I'll just keep doing it,
Yeah,
despite
yeah.
not being that good.
Hey, we need people.
It's
like
the only thing I
you.
liked. It's the only
Yeah.
thing I liked, and I said it's about me.
That's
I don't
the
care if you
thing.
don't want to see me. I want to be seen.
And it is about you. And that's what it is. It's
Yeah.
like having fun. For me, I was like, oh, instead I'll just be president. I was like,
Well, also speaking of, you were near Washington, D.C. Is that
Yes.
true? Okay, so this is
So-
setting the scene a little more for me. It's like
Yeah.
you weren't south. You were in the
no,
Washington,
exactly.
D.C.
So like,
okay.
that's what I was going to say. Nova is DC suburbs.
Yeah.
So when people ask me like where I'm from because of like the assumptions of Virginia, I always just say DC suburbs because it's like the DMV.
Right.
It's essentially like Nova is the same thing as like Bethesda area. Like it's like
Yes.
all in
We've
the
had a
same-
Bethesda from here,
Yeah.
which is great.
And so it is kind of like that's the vibe.
Great.
Like I could take the metro into the city.
Okay.
And I mean, it's a bad, slow train.
Sure.
It's faster to drive for sure.
Sure.
But like, that's the idea. And I think because I grew up near DC, I was always like politically inclined. Like I
Yeah.
studied politics in college and I always wanted to like go into like policy and stuff.
Fairfax is the actual town, or you're like a suburb of Fairfax?
Fairfax.
Okay, you're from Fairfax. Set the scene. I want to hear some Fairfax own, only happens in Fairfax gossip.
Okay.
Okay.
So I'm going to preface this with this is all, gossip.
That's
It's
what
not-
we're here for.
It's not confirmed or denied.
Okay.
It's alleged.
Okay.
I just want to start talking about this one girl,
Mhm.
right? I want to make up a name for her.
Great.
What is her name? You pick it.
It's probably gonna be Tina.
Perfect.
Okay.
Okay, I don't know any Tinas.
Perfect.
Yeah. So Tina got boobs early.
End of story.
End of story.
I think we've said all we need to say.
And she had a twin sister, actually.
Whoa.
Who didn't.
Gina?
Gina and Tina.
Gina was flat. Tina was well endowed.
Busty. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. But both of them were like really good at lacrosse.
Love lacrosse.
Yeah. And like really popular and cool. And Tina joins the lacrosse team. No one thinks she's going to be good because she's kind of like a dumb blonde.
Yeah.
And she like slays. Yeah.
Love that.
And then becomes a sophomore and we get like a new lacrosse coach
Mm.
who enters the scene.
Mhm.
And he has a daughter who is really, really good at lacrosse
Great.
also.
Great.
And they all play lacrosse together. And
So far, so good.
yeah. And
Oh no.
and then, okay, we'll start with the fun stuff.
Mhm.
Tina starts dating a girl,
Very
which
cool.
is really cool.
And like hard to do in high school.
Yeah.
It was like not
And here's the thing is
not
like,
easy.
not easy. And like also the thing that I think I took from Tina dating a girl, I'm bisexual. And
Yeah.
like when I came out to my parents, like it was like, it was like, you'll love me or you'll love me. Go fuck yourself.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I think I honestly learned that from Tina
Wow.
because she came out by just making out with this girl in the fucking middle of the hallway.
Ugh.
And she was like the hottest blonde bitch like in school.
Tina was, or the
Yeah,
girl?
Tina.
That's sick.
And the girl was like a super lesbian in that she had like short hair and like a buzz cut. And also
Man.
hot, like by the way.
That rocks,
Yeah.
I must say.
Yeah.
Very cool. And also, like, this is the thing where it was like, representation matters. Where it literally was
Exactly.
like, yeah, it's like one thing to see it on TV perhaps, but it is like, I remember there was maybe 4 gay kids in high school, out
Yeah.
gay kids. And it was like man, it's every time it's like a little easier.
Yes.
I think for the next generation.
Exactly.
And then there's like 6 the next year. And then there's like
the fact that she was like so like fuck you brave about it was so cool. And
so cool.
And like I always thought like the lesbian girl was hot, obviously, because I'm like queer, but like I never really like registered it, you know?
Right.
But it's like then once you see them kissing, you're like, oh wait, we're allowed to do that?
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like, oh, okay.
And in the hallway, wow.
Mm-hmm.
That alone, honestly, if that was your whole gossip, I'd be like, that probably shook the community.
So this is the story about Tina.
Okay. Yep.
So Tina dates this girl, right? Yeah. They date for like 2 years, and I'm hoping I'm doing timelines right, but like she dates this girl. They kind of like fizzle out. I don't know what happened. The girl disappears. I can't remember if she graduated or she just like transferred to a different school, or like they're also part of like the crew that like we thought we're like in high school. We thought that like I again famously ran cross country. I thought people who smoked pot were doing heroin.
100%. 100%. And it was just like, man, I feel sad that they're throwing their whole future away. I just feel sad for them. And then you reach senior year or whenever and you're like, that was cringy of me. But yeah, no, you were just kind of like, man, bummer you guys like don't want more for yourself.
Yeah. Like I think they just moved, and I was like, oh, they got transferred schools to the like
they got
bad
scared
person
straight because they smoked pot.
Yeah. She transfers schools in my mind because she's a drug addict. And then Tina goes back to men.
Okay.
Which we were all like, what?
It is.
That was the bisexual.
We didn't have enough understanding. No. We didn't have it.
No.
We just didn't. It was kind of just like, sorry, no.
Yeah.
If you kissed them, you're marrying that gender forever.
We were like, Tina's gay.
Yeah.
Sheila's a lesbian, even though she has a great rack.
Yeah.
And we're done. And then she went back to boys.
Okay.
And we were like, yes, Tina fucks dudes now.
Tina, keep us on our toes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so then we get to senior year. Mm-hmm. Tina's a senior. Star kid is like a sophomore, junior. The kid who was on the lacrosse team, the other girl, whose dad is
the coach.
Lacrosse coach.
Okay, yeah.
And then these rumors start circulating that the lacrosse coach and Tina had a little bit of an affair.
Man.
And it's circulating. Nothing ever gets confirmed. I do think they all go to nationals. Like the team does really well.
Yeah.
And then everything's fine. Like Tina starts dating like this other guy and then gets pregnant.
With the other guy?
With another guy.
Pretty soon after high school or in high school?
I can't remember if it was in high school or like right after graduation.
Wow.
Yeah.
Tina has lived one of the most storied youth lives I've heard.
Yeah.
Was she like nice? Did you like talk with her? How big was your high school?
Big.
Oh, wow. Okay.
It was like, I mean, I did talk to her, but like 500 graduating class.
Yeah.
That's big, right?
Yeah, that's a little bigger than mine. Yeah.
And
was she like cool or kind of like who knows?
She was a cool bitch.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like she was like cool, but she was definitely like not nice.
Sure.
But definitely like one-on-one, she'd be nice enough.
Yeah, but she's like, I have my own thing going on.
Yeah. Which I kind of like respect in hindsight.
There's so much about her that you've said that I'm like, yup.
Yeah.
Yup. I like that. I like that.
I think
having a big rack, love that.
Yeah. Lacrosse. Love that.
I played lacrosse.
Yeah.
Love it. Love
also,
that.
like, it's just this thing where I was just like, I think the things I didn't like about her were the things that I found I was jealous of her or I found intimidating about her, which is like her comfort in her sexuality, her comfort in like being sexual.
Yeah.
But then, that little bit of gossip that I know you don't want to talk about was the crazy part. But it ultimately, like, nothing happened.
It wasn't like confirmed.
It was never confirmed. And it was almost like this thing that like people just like low-key accepted as like happened consensually a couple times. And then like, because it was also like she was like 17, 18.
Right.
You know?
But it's like, bummer he's a coach.
Yeah.
Bummer his daughter's on the team.
Butter.
Bummer. Huge bummer.
His daughter is on the team.
You hate to hear that.
Yeah.
I mean, like, having a story in high school to me was like one of the worst things that could happen to me, because you don't want to be like singled out. You don't want people to be talking about you and you don't know it. So it was always like, I don't want to have a story. I don't want to be known for But then when somebody did, you were like, it's like cool.
Is it like the kid with the most followers is
because
like,
that so was not
it was
thing.
cringe.
I mean, we had like MySpace or Facebook.
Yeah.
But it was not like, oh, you're cooler because you have more Facebook followers. Like, you weren't looking at followers.
No.
And now it is like, yeah, that is such a clear status. Symbol is how many followers you have, even as adults. So I'm sure in high school it's crazy.
Yeah. Like I got Instagram in high school, but it was like I was posting pictures of my dogs with filters.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. And like a lot of filtering.
Yeah.
And
yeah,
just sort of posters on my wall.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was like you didn't want to be known, and a lot of the things that you got known for were like technically bad. And it was a lot of like slut-shamey stuff.
Totally.
Ton of that.
I did date in high school though, and like my claim to fame is that my freshman year I dated like the hottest sophomore, which is like really
dating
cool.
up is sick.
Yeah.
Sick.
Yeah. We were in the same like extracurricular class or whatever, so I just like lucked out that like the hottest guy like was in my one class that I had every day, and we got sat next to each other, and I was like, oh,
it's on. You're not getting away that easy.
No.
I gotcha.
And I always say I feel like it's like what installed my false confidence.
Yeah.
Because I was like, oh, I literally got the hottest guy in school, and then I broke up with him.
Ooh, yeah.
And then I was like, you're done.
Yeah. I dated down, but I was junior, he was sophomore. But he was the bassist in the Best Battle of the Bands band.
That's cool.
And he really milked it in a way that was like pretty funny. He would like
that's like adult cool also, by the way. Like he played the guitar.
Bass is cool.
Yeah.
And he would do like every time it was time for a solo, which is like there's kind of not such a thing as a bass solo, but he'd make it happen. He would go down on the ground and be like half fucking his bass during the Battle of the Bands.
Where is he now?
He's in Albania doing poetry.
Oh,
I've spoken of him before.
That's so funny.
It was he would like fuck his, and it was also a pop punk band, so it was like they would do covers of Flyleaf.
Oh,
you know, the Christian.
Wait, I don't know that.
Oh, it was. I can feel you all around me, tinkering the air I'm feeling. Whatever.
Wait, that's Christian?
Yes, Flyleaf is Christian.
I had no idea.
They're talking about God. I can feel him all around me. Yeah, a lot of the bands we liked were Christian. I mean, Creed.
Wait, that song, but that's another song too that you're singing.
I'm alive. No, they wrote that.
That's crazy.
And that was
about God?
That's about God. Creed, obviously, we know is all about God. Can you take me higher? Can you take me higher? God.
Wait, are you kidding?
I'm not kidding. Creed is one of the most like, Creed is like, if you know Christian, you've been rocking out to Christian music. Creed is Christian.
Fuck, I am from the South.
Creed is very Christian. There's another one
Creed is Christian?
Creed is really Christian.
This country needs to start separating church and state.
That's about the crucifix.
What?
I don't know. We would use that. I went to Catholic school early, elementary.
Are you sure it's not like everything was just Christian to you?
No, I'm 100% Creed was Christian. Creed was Catholic.
Gosh.
Yeah. And I know that because at this Catholic school, we could kind of only use Catholic songs for the Passions of the Christ play that we would put on.
Yeah.
And it was, when it was crucifix time, it was with arms wide open, and that was what we used for the crucifix.
Oh my
And Can
God.
You Take Me Higher is when he gets resurrected.
Yeah, of course, I know now.
I mean, we were using it in a very literal sense, but those songs are God. And Flyleaf was God.
Okay, I thought that I Can Feel You All Around Me was about sex for sure.
I'm sure some of those Catholic girls are getting off to it. I don't know, you know? I couldn't say it's about sex, but
I Can Feel You All Around Me. That's sex.
What is it, like tinkering the air I'm breathing? Can't be tinkering.
Yeah, that's coming.
Fingering the air I'm breathing? Yeah. I think that's what they say.
Fingering the air I'm feeling.
Yeah, that was God. God was fingering
Holy
those girls.
shit.
Yeah. But he would do some of those songs, pop
That's
punk
fucking
songs,
awesome.
and be like porking his bass.
I mean, I liked my senior year. I was into those guys for sure. Because it's like by the time you get over the like basic ones, you're like, oh, I want the skater.
Oh,
you're like, oh, I want that
want
emo skater who like doesn't talk to me.
If you have a slight gauge in your ear, I was feral. I was like, hello? Do you need anything? Can I get you anything right now?
I should have known I was bi earlier, because it's like when people would ask me my type, I would literally say anyone wearing Vans.
It's a hard habit to break too. Yeah. Still, I'm like, what is that, studded belt? What do you got? What you got? I'm like, you're probably
what are those?
horrid.
Are those Vans?
I love it. It was, I mean, skaters are, I mean, I have a lot of like, what are the hottest sports you could possibly do? I do think hockey is up there for me. I think losing teeth is one of the hottest things you could do. One tooth missing?
Yeah.
That's cute. Look at this. You tell me that's not cute?
Actually,
but skating's, I mean, gotta be high up there.
I see that because, well, my thing with men is like I used to be more attracted to like feminine men, but like lately I'm more, I don't know, like if I'm like horny, I'm more attracted to like masculine men.
Sure.
Like I used to be more attracted generally to like men and women that like kind of looked alike.
Yeah.
And now I'm like attracted to like manly men and womeny women.
Yeah.
And it's kind of just like going in its own direction. And so I could see the no teeth thing being hot. That's manly.
The no teeth thing, I think fucked up teeth are really high up there for me.
The only thing with the hockey players is like they're dumb, right?
I think they're dumb. Yeah. I think they're dumb.
Well, that's my thing with like having sex with dumb men. It's like either don't say a literal word because I want to.
Because you think it'll be too intellectual when you're in there.
Yeah, no. Like I'm like if you're dumb, I need you to actually not speak because it will turn me off.
I need that mouth shut, so I don't even see your teeth.
Yeah. I need to project a personality onto you that I enjoy.
Yeah.
So let's just get to it. But then it's like if it's a guy that like I like.
Yeah.
Then it's like I am ultimately in love.
Yeah.
Which is unfortunate.
Sucks. It sucks when you're in that spot.
Bleep all of that.
I don't want any of those men to hear that. I don't want a single man to think he's ever turned me on.
Yeah.
Do not put that in.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're taught that Fairfax lacrosse drama, which is always the case. I played lacrosse. Also, a lot of bi girls in lacrosse.
Yeah.
And
all my best friends ended up being like bi.
Yeah. And I do think sports they maybe didn't come out in high school, but there are a lot of lacrosse alumni that are married to other women with children. I think that's beautiful for them. There was also the field hockey wore the little plaid skirts.
Oh, field hockey for sure.
Really
I think
cool
lacrosse
vibe.
was in the fall and field hockey was in the spring.
I did both, yeah.
Yeah.
Yep, fun. I was goalie. And I wore all the pads. And then
that's so
it's
classic.
Really insane. I didn't want to run, and goalie was the only position where you didn't have to run. Unlike you, cross country.
Yeah, that's all I did.
Love to run.
Yeah.
But they would train by teaching the players to aim for in between the goalie's pads to give them welts so you wear them out. And then they are scared and then they don't block shots. So I was the goalie. So they would train on me.
They would train on you?
Yeah. You're training to shoot the heavy ball in between my pads to welt me out so that I'm not as good.
Fuck that.
It's insane. I know. Really dirty little trick.
And also way harder than football Americano.
Absolutely. Yeah, you're welting.
Yeah.
And I stunk. You can't wash those pads.
Oh my God, that sounds horrible.
And then I found theater and I probably still stunk.
You were like, I'm going to stay inside with the AC.
Yeah, less welts and that.
Did you hook up with people in theater?
I had a gay boyfriend, for a year.
Nice.
Yeah.
I lost my virginity to a gay guy.
Yeah.
So like in a way, but I did that in college. So in a way I did have like the theatrical experience, you know?
Yeah, no, it's good
like
for everybody.
I tried to avoid theater and I just kind of kept going back to
it didn't avoid you.
Yeah.
You had to keep going. Okay, we heard about Fairfax's drama. What was your high school's name?
Centerville High School.
Centerville High School. Women with stories. We wish the best.
Yeah.
And now can we hear from some listener drama? Are you ready?
Hell yeah.
Let's get some gossip from around the country.
Let's do it.
Ooh, I said around the country, but actually this one's around the world.
Oh.
Okay, this is from Toronto, Ontario.
Okay.
All right, we have a listener submission here. Hi, Town Gossip Pod. I'm writing from Toronto, Canada, with a story that happened at my university, formerly known as Ryerson University, now known as Toronto Metropolitan University. Great.
Good to
Don't
know.
get it twisted. While I was studying for my undergrad. Like other schools, a portion of our tuition goes towards funding student life, concerts during Frosh Week. Wow, I haven't heard Frosh Week in so long.
Yeah.
Wow.
We didn't do that at UVA.
That just like jolted me. We had Frosh Week and we had the Date Doctor, which is the guy that inspired the movie Hitch. He was a real guy.
That was a real guy?
I guess so.
Where is he now? I need him.
He's gotta be like 80. He was kind of weird. He was like...
He retired, which is why we're all fucking on Hinge.
He was a little weird. Okay. Yeah. Concerts during Frosh Week, career fairs, that kind of thing. We had a student union who managed these funds and executed on the events. To me and my friends, this was the line item in our tuition to have Drake perform at our school, so we were fully for it. Canada's own.
Hell yeah.
If you're in Canada, you need Drake to perform at your school. Fast forward to 2019, a scandal came to the surface. Credit card statements were leaked to student media outlets. I actually just read that these were leaked by a satirical news platform run by school students. I'm imagining this was my school's version of The Onion. Oh, so they had like a little satire media that leaked this story first.
We had one of those.
Wow.
Yeah, but we didn't leak it. But it was a true story?
I guess so. Credit card statements were leaked. These statements led to allegations that our student union president had been misusing student funds and not for anything student life-based. I'm talking thousands and thousands of dollars spent on bottle service at Toronto clubs, our liquor store, Cineplex, Airbnb, the list goes on. They even supposedly used the credit card at a sex shop. Mama.
And he's the dean?
No, this is like the student union president.
Oh, so student.
This is just like the ballingest out guy.
Oh my God.
Taking thousands and going to bottle service. Bottle service kind of sounds fun.
Yeah.
Never had it. Haven't been in that demo.
He's a student. He made a mistake.
What are we going to kill him for? When the totals were added, oh my God, when the totals were added, there was over $250,000 of suspicious transactions and another $415,000 that was paid towards a venue on the condition that we'd have a sponsorship to cover it. A sponsorship that apparently never saw the light of day. Sorry. Oh, this is like $500,000. Oh, this is crazy.
That's crazy.
I'm like, if you're going to embezzle, you got to do little bits at a time.
I was actually thinking, if you're going to embezzle, I would have taken all that money and put it into crypto. Imagine how rich he'd be now. And it's untraceable.
Bottle service is for fleeting moment.
Bottle service is fleeting moment. And also, like, I'm sorry, does this make me like a bad person that I'm like, damn, I kind of wish I had done that? Like, if you're in college and you're listening to this now, embezzle into crypto. Little bit at a time, though.
Little bit.
Yeah.
I was the president of our comedy troupe, and we did have a budget of $500. And you were allowed to write off working dinners. So that I would embezzle that way.
But up to 500.
Yeah, that's chump change. This is $500,000.
500,000.
I was getting pancakes. This guy's getting Ciroc. He's getting, what else? Drake?
Oh, well, Canadian dollars, though. So maybe like 300,000.
This was probably $12. Yeah. I don't know the conversion, but it's probably $12. He's fine.
Yeah.
Students were rightfully pretty pissed, and it basically became a lot of the student union pointing fingers at each other. There was some back and forth, but in the end, no legal action was taken.
Crypto! Listen. This is what I'm saying!
The fear was that the costs in legal action would have exceeded any potential financial recovery.
Breach.
He got away with, I assume it's a guy. Sorry.
Yeah, no, me too. I thought you had already said him.
I don't think it is. But based on what he bought, a girl wouldn't do that. A girl will do crypto.
Yeah. No, for sure.
A men's buying, what was it, sex shop? Yeah. I don't know.
Unless it was a girl that was like, I need to come and no one's getting it done.
I have the money. Now I need a vibrator. Oh my God. That's crazy. To get away with that and no legal action?
That's crazy.
You're nuts for that.
That's why I'm saying, like, make mistakes young.
I'm pretty sure the president's best friend became the new school union president. Wait. So maybe this isn't a student.
Yeah.
Wait, because the school union president might be an adult, not a kid?
Because, okay, if it was a kid, they definitely would have, like, expelled
that's what I'm thinking.
It.
Okay, wow. The president's best friend became the new school union president, which I'm sure helped his case. I don't know how the president thought he was going to get away with it, but I guess he kind of did.
That's crazy. That's the whole story.
That's what we got.
It ends with nobody found out who it was.
They're sitting on mountains of sex toys. They're sitting on $200K.
They're probably wishing they did something different with that money.
Gold-plated dildos. And he said, I got away with that. So we have $215K. Which, by the way, I'm not going crypto, but I love your flair, girly.
Well, because I was also thinking the timeline, right? Like, I don't know if crypto was out yet.
While
but
Drake was popular.
Yeah. Well,
that's all we have for timeline-wise.
Yeah.
So it wasn't this summer.
Could be last year.
But it wasn't during Kendrick.
Yeah.
So it's somewhere between
2 years ago.
2006 and last year.
So I'm thinking, like, if it was, like, anywhere in 2017, like, you'd be a billionaire right now.
I would not do anything good. I'd probably be in that sex shop too. I don't know. I'm so bad with money. I'm not a saver.
Like, I have friends in college who, like, made extra cash by, like, selling the old druggies. And I was like, oh my God, these people are so bad. And then they, like, were making so much money.
It's filthy.
And they were investing it. And now they're, like, fucking loaded. And I'm like,
it's insane.
Oh my God, people have built empires from investing while they're in college.
I just can't. My brain's not wired for it.
Mine
I just see the money
is,
and I go, that's mine right now. That's for me. That's for current me.
Mine is, but like I'm so not consistent. And the most important thing about investing is to be consistent.
I have a little bit that I just put in that I let somebody do something with.
Oh, nice.
It's like an app.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh.
All right, I'm okay.
Is it copying like the politicians thingies? Because there's that app that like copies like.
No. This one's called Elvest it's for women.
I thought you were going to say it's for lesbians.
It's only for lesbian women loving finance.
Yeah. No, there's an app that like literally copies trades that Congress people make so that you're ahead of the curve with policy
like
because they're all making so much money.
Such a bummer that you're like,
I know.
We'll go with the people that are directly.
Well, because since we can't regulate them because they can't regulate themselves, we're like, oh, you might as well make money.
So I'll just follow in on that.
Yeah.
Bummer sauce.
Anyway.
I have one more thing that I just remembered.
Yes.
I was looking up Fairfax and I saw a bit of drama that I don't know if you know. Does the name Bunny Man mean anything to you?
Oh, yeah.
I went a little bit down, not to make a pun, the rabbit hole on Bunny Man.
I forgot about Bunny Man.
So here, I'll say what I saw, but help me out here. So Bunny Man is an urban legend from Fairfax, Virginia, where I guess the first like thing that they ever heard about it was 1940s, but it got actually something in the 1970s where there was a man dressed up in a bunny suit over on Bunny Bridge.
Bunny
Bridge with a hatchet.
Yeah.
And was like going after victims and I guess got some. This is like urban legend vibes where you're like, who knows? But I guess he did catch a few people and mutilated them. And now it's like Bunny Bridge is haunted. There's Bunny Man and there's sightings of Bunny Man.
Yeah.
Is this all true?
I went to Bunny Man. Yeah, when I was, I think, like...
Bunny Man Bridge?
Yeah, Bunny Man Bridge.
Whoa.
Yeah, like, it's in the woods. It's like, you take, like, a little, like, hike there, and it's, like, a tiny bridge. It's, like, a little, like, bridge that you, like, drive a one-way car across. Yeah, I think I went in, like, the middle of the afternoon with some friends to go see if, like, the Bunny Man was there, but I was too much of a little bitch to like stay when it got dark. But people would go when it got dark and stuff. And like obviously I didn't see the Bunny Man. Also, if I had seen the Bunny Man, I feel like I would have been murdered. 100%. Like I think it was just like, yeah, it's like probably an urban legend of like an actual murderer.
I guess I was confused because like when you hear urban legend, you're like, oh, it's like a thing you make up to scare the kids. Because that's also what I saw where it was like, careful, if you misbehave, the Bunny Man will get you.
Yeah.
Which also like, by the way, the picture, I'll attach it here. But the picture that they included in the article, spooky.
I can't remember what he looks like now. I was like, I know where this is going. Yeah, I went to the Bunny Man Bridge and I never saw the Bunny Man.
It's a really weird little picture they included.
Oh,
it looks like AI. But
that's
weird.
crazy.
It's like they
I
put
don't
a
know
filter.
that
They
one.
like skin smoothed him.
Yeah, I don't know that one.
But
that one's I feel like that one's
just a silly
fake.
We'll put that
I
in.
was thinking more like a guy in
Dirty
like
little.
a black hoodie and like wearing bunny ears.
Oh,
and yeah,
I pictured it as a big suit, but maybe that's on me. And also, I guess the original.
And also, we never saw it. I mean, I never saw it.
It is. Some of these urban legends are funny because I was like, oh, so it was just fully made up. But then they were like, oh, and here's a picture of the real hatchet that was used. And I was like, what? So it's real? But then it's like, okay, then that was in 1970. And still, you're like, I didn't see him. And I'm like, yeah, because he was probably 97 years old.
Yeah.
If he was real.
Yeah.
Weird. I like a little urban legend though.
No, it is fun.
And it keeps things as a teen. I mean, you're so bored. You're looking for anything to do.
I mean, we started drinking in those woods, you know what I'm saying? And that's the South.
Those woods raised me. Bunny Man is my dad.
Bunny Man is my grandpa.
He never got me. Let's say somebody is like, Isa, I'm headed to Fairfax. It's on my bucket list. I have to go. I'm desperate to go. What are the hometown highs? This is like, you have to hit this in Fairfax.
Okay. One of my favorite places, which is like not like, it's good, but it's just like it's called Tony's New York Pizza.
If I could sort of have a nickel every time somebody has said Tony's Pizza on this podcast.
Really?
It is crazy.
Really?
There is a Tony's Pizza in every single guest's
No
town.
way.
I think this is probably our fourth Tony's Pizza.
We are in a simulation.
This is really, and mine was Antonio's. So it's kind of the longer one. This is really crazy.
That's crazy.
Tony's Pizza count, it's got to be at 4 tally
Put it
marks right
in.
now.
If you're looking for like a good pizza and like also like a steak and cheese or like fries or like, you know, it's like a classic.
And was there ever any gossip that it might be a drug front?
No, because the
Okay.
owners were Italian, and we knew the owners.
Okay.
And they're like a very sweet family. All the sons of the owners, now they're like full ass adults, but they were always like really hot. And they would go to Italy in the summer.
Ugh.
And yeah, I mean, maybe it was a drug
No,
front.
it's just because that was also sort of the other part of every Tony's Pizza I've heard.
No, these guys were like just straight up Italian and ran
Just
like
good
an
at pizza.
amazing business.
Great. The pizza is the front.
Yeah.
It's good.
It's
the pizza's
good. And it's still running.
Wow. Okay. Tony's Pizza. She's like, amazing. I went there. I went to
Mhm.
Tony's Pizza. What should I avoid with the hometown low of Fairfax? You're like, don't do that.
I would say like Glory Days, maybe,
Okay.
which is like it's like one of those local bars
Yeah.
everyone goes to.
Mhm.
If you want to see your friends from your high school, like, you
Yeah.
know, like don't go to that bar.
Yeah.
Because it's going to be like all the high school kids like
Mhm.
who just got a fake ID.
Do you feel when you go back that you've aged out of like the high school bar?
A lot of my best friends like don't even go back. One of my best friends was there this year and we went to a museum in DC together, like as an
Yes.
activity, because we were like,
I
we're
can't.
not doing that.
My sibling and I will come home for Christmas and I'm like, oh, let's just like go sit at the bar. And my sibling was like, if anyone saw me, I would never, ever be able to live with myself. I'm so old. I cannot be there.
Also, it's just like,
But now you're like, I don't think anybody.
I don't care about like people seeing me because also I'm like, I go to the grocery store and I'll see people like if I get like
Yeah.
a bagel at the local bagel
Yep.
shop or whatever. For me, it's more so like when I go home, I am cocooning.
I don't want to go out.
Yeah.
I do not want to go
We
out.
live in the city.
Yeah.
I go out every single day.
I know.
So I'm like, I'm good. I'm going to go home, drink water for 12 days and sleep for 152 hours.
And like hang out with my family a little.
Yeah.
I'm not even like one of those like, my family are the best people in the whole wide world
Yes.
people. But I'm like, while I'm home,
Me too.
I'm just hanging
I'm like, let
out.
me use your big ass kitchen
Yeah.
and chop up some veggies or something.
And I'm not even going to eat them.
Yeah.
I just got to go home to chop.
I gotta make 6 key lime pies
Yes.
just for me.
Yeah, and I'm trying to watch the worst sort of true crime documentaries I've ever seen because my mom, that's all
Yes.
she watches.
Oh, I started Grey's Anatomy this year.
Oh, first time?
Mm-hmm.
Ooh.
Yeah.
You're barking up the right tree.
Yeah.
I love Grey's Anatomy.
Really?
I mean, it's incredible.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
it's
mean,
really
I'm on
incredible.
season 11.
Oh, you're farther than I ever made it. You're
Okay, I know. I think
Everyone-
I'm about to drop off.
You
A lot
should
of people
get on out.
Yeah.
You did your work.
I did my work.
You did as much as you could do. Everyone drops.
Once Christina left, I was like,
I mean, yeah,
I
and
gotta
everyone
go.
drops post plane crash.
Yeah.
That is what it's like. You say you're the diehard. I'm like, yeah, I'm a diehard Grey's Anatomy fan.
Yeah.
Obviously, only watched 8 seasons.
Oh,
Like,
really?
yeah, and that's like you'll talk to any Grey's Anatomy fan, and they're like, yeah, but we all left at the plane crash.
I think it's because I was like binging so hard.
Yeah.
That I was like, I just wanted to have something.
Yeah, I took it a little slow, and I'm like, yeah, week to week. I didn't watch it while it was on air. No. But I'm very young. I couldn't.
Yeah,
have.
I watched it on Netflix.
Very young. Couldn't have done
No,
that.
I really did.
It's like it just got goofy. You're you're goofing me around with
Yeah,
this.
but they are really good. Watching it on Netflix does show you how good they are at like ending every single episode on a cliffhanger.
I know.
Where I'm like, and here's the thing is like, I've only gotten to season 11 because on Netflix, I literally fast forward through the plots I don't care about.
Ooh,
Like,
I love that.
Straight skip
Yeah.
through the plots I don't care about. And then I'm like, are Meredith and Derek going to get back together or not?
Give me more
Yeah.
of the longing and the yearning.
Yeah, I also skip all the like random sick people who have like monologues that they bring in. And I'm like,
They really try and tug at the heartstrings.
Sydney
and you're like,
Sweeney was in an episode.
Really?
Yeah. I think seasons should go back to being like 20 episodes a season. So it should be 20
fully in
episodes
on that.
a season
Fully in on that.
for 4 seasons.
I'm in.
And if you're really phenomenal, you get 8 because it's like a president.
we'll give you that, and that's it.
And that's
Don't
final.
push it.
And,
I do think
the last 4 seasons go down to 10 episodes.
put you in charge.
Thank you.
I really like this. Everything you've said, I'm like, yeah. And give it week to week, by the way.
Yes.
Give me week to week.
Yes.
Or like 2 episodes at a time.
Yeah.
That's it. This was so enlightening about TV and Virginia. I love it. Seems like a fun place to be.
You know what? I'm grateful I grew up in like a good like suburban
Yeah.
town.
Yeah.
I had all the classics, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Friday night football games.
Oh, wow.
You know, like basement parties.
Yes.
AP classes, I guess.
Mhm.
Cross country, whatever.
It was just simply high school.
Yeah.
It was classic high school. Thank you so much for sharing us about your Fairfax world. Where can people find you?
You can find me on Instagram at Isa Medina, ISAAMEDINAA. And I have a podcast called I'm Right, You're Wrong, which is a comedy debate podcast about the everyday things you debate at brunch with your friends. So yeah, you can find that podcast on all podcasting platforms.
Listen to that and give Isa a follow. This has been so fun. Thank you, Isa.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Bye, Town Gossip.
Bye.
Hey, everybody. Thank you for listening to this episode of Town Gossip. Be sure to subscribe wherever you listen to podcasts. Follow us on Instagram at Town Gossip Podcast and TikTok at Town Gossip. And if you have any town gossip from your hometown, email us at towngossippodcast@gmail.com for a chance to be featured.